like a super smidge.
Hersam Acorn Newspapers, publishers of the Greenwich Post, New Canaan Advertiser, the Darien Times, the Ridgefield Press, the Weston Forum, the Wilton Bulletin, the Reading Pilot, the Lewisboro Ledger, the Monroe Courier, the Eastern Courier, the Trumbull Times, Fairfield Sun, Shelton Herald, the Stratford Star, the Milford Mirror, and the Valley Gazette.
Hersam Acorn and HANradio.com. The leader in local news, sports, arts, and entertainment in southwestern Connecticut.
Good morning, friends. It's The Drive with Denise DiGrigoli here at 1000 Bridgeport Ave in Shelton. We're back in the studio. Thank goodness, because I'm driving with one foot, friends. Yes, you can make your plans, as they say, and then life happens. And so we have a really interesting show today. It's called Plans Thwarted Off-Road. The Drive is going to meet Seriously Mindy and her character, Dee Nile, with Pia Patience over here. I blew up my Achilles tendon, actually July 9th. I managed to hobble to the sidewalk sales. I don't know if you guys saw me in Darien, and that was a lot of fun. At that time, we didn't know that my my Achilles tendon was ruptured. So Tuesday, I had a surgery, and boy, did that throw a monkey wrench, a roadblock, a slippery, icy storm in my world. And so today there I am, me, trying to see the brighter side of things. And of course, Ava doing unwarranted selfies. But we decided to use it because today Mindy and I are going to be talking about what happens when you make your plans and the universe kind of gives you a hello, wake up moment. And that's where we're at today. Yeah, it's been really tough, I have to tell you, because if you saw my newsletter, we were talking about Mindy and I are old college buddies, and we both have a business of speaking and books and clients, and we're in the creative industries, and we do a lot of fun things, and where we went to school, we were basically trained, you wear a business suit to class, and you get up and you go to work every day no matter what. So Mindy and I are pretty much of that mindset, and both of us had two freak accidents. Me with my Achilles tendon, and Mindy with her fibula bone coming straight through her skin. So we both had these weird, freaky foot injuries that took us off-road, and we're here to tell you today about how screwy it is and what we're going to do to make the best of it. Is Mindy on the line yet? Mindy, are you there?
I am.
Welcome to The Drive again, my favorite all-time comedian and good friend. We're here to talk about our plans being thwarted. I can't even talk. It's not the Vicodin, friends, because I purposely took none today to be on the show. Although, if you've ever had a foot surgery, it's either like having a baby through your foot, and if you haven't had a baby, it's like sticking a needle in your eye that never leaves. How about you, Mindy?
That's about right. I still can't feel my foot, but I can feel the needle in my eye.
And wait, didn't you tell me this morning that you need to have another surgery, but they gave you a long window and come back when you want to repair the tail end of that?
Right. They said to me that you have to I have a plate on each side with screws that are permanent, but I have a pin that transverses my from ankle bone to ankle bone. I guess that's where they tie the soft tissue, the ligaments to build up scar tissue, and that's not permanent.
Oh,
so I have to get that out.
That's exciting.
I know. So they say to me, that really has to come out soon. Call us when you have time. Oh, really? Call you when I have time. Oh my God. Okay, so I'll see you in 30 years, I guess. I mean, I don't even know what that means. So I have to get it done. I have to get it done. But it's just one of those things that, how do you schedule that? Maybe if they were going to give me a tummy tuck or a boob lift in the meantime,
That's
get
what
right
I
on
said to
that.
the doctor on the way in. He said, "Do you know?" As they write "yes" all over the leg they're going to work on. And by the way, it is my right foot, so I can't drive, and I'm relying on my poor and generous husband to take me everywhere, including here today. And talk about repurposing and donating. My neighbor donated her scooter. I don't know if you can get a shot of that, Eric. My crazy scooter that I need. Talk about feeling like you are just put out to pasture. And then they said, well, listen,
Exactly.
Denise, if you don't want the surgery and you don't want to feel like you're having a baby come out of your foot every day for the first few days, you can put the 6-month cast on it where we're going to tip your toe up like a ballerina, and hopefully your tendon will go back together normally so you can ride your bike. And I don't know about you, but riding my bike kind of gives me that mental yoga that I need. And the thought of riding it like a half-assed ballerina was just not working for me. So I've chosen the route of have the needle in my eye, and hopefully we'll be able to get back to normal next week. So tell me a little bit about where you're at with your foot surgery. I think you're 3 months into healing, 4 months?
Oh my gosh, I'm 6 months into healing.
Okay.
And they said it could be a year to 2. And mainly I think because of the soft tissue damage.
Oh.
The bones, I've got these plates and screws in, it's like they're not going to bust again, not there anyway. So I'm good to go with that, I guess.
Plates
but,
and screws,
I have like,
Oh, there's
I have
Mindy.
one ankle and hello?
We have a little shot of you up on the screen so people can see your smiling,
Oh.
fabulous face. I know Mindy's
Oh,
calling
thank
in.
you.
You got to tell everyone where you are this week right now. Can you share?
Okay. Yes, I can share. I am at Cooperstown in Cooperstown, New York for the annual baseball induction weekend.
Baseball induction, friends. I don't know if Troy can hear this without a headset. Are you able to hear, Troy? No, he can't hear. Mindy's up at the Hall of Fame, Cooperstown Hall of Fame induction.
Yes.
She's
And
being a fancy
because
pants.
my husband, exactly, very fancy pants. My husband started an organization to help the old Negro League ball players get their, recognition and pensions and stuff like that. The guys that played prior to Jackie Robinson. So
Wow.
because of that, he's met, tons of really amazing Hall of Fame baseball players. So we come up every year for this really special weekend, and we're treated like one of the gang. And it's really,
Running around
it's a
on your
lot of-
plate
it's a
with
lot of
foots
fun.
and screws?
Oh, yeah. Well, I'm trying to, my daughter made me bring, I have a pair of heels. They're like 1 inch. And she wanted me to wear them last night. And I was like, I'm scared. So I didn't. So if you knew me, shoes are my like lifeline, It's like no matter if I gain, 15 pounds or lose 15 pounds, my shoes always fit, So the fact that I have to wear flip-flops and flats is not, so I'm not really happy about that. But anyway,
Mindy, I had to come out of my house today. Literally down, I had to get down on one knee, then down on the other knee, then slide out the door on my rump to come down the stairs. That's how much I love these dudes at Hersam. Seriously. Then I had to take my neighbor's crazy scooter and my crutches, and I was kind of snippy at Troy, so he said, I said, well, listen, I'm going on the Daily Drive, a motivational talk show. I got to snip at someone beforehand. We finally made it into the car and got here, and I thought, wow, you make your plans and life happens. So look, everyone can see my bracelet. Ava came out of summer camp this summer, and she's like, Mom, I think I'm going to wear my bracelet from Quasi and from Six Flag Great Adventures so I can remember all the good times I'm having at camp. And I'm like, yeah, I'm going to wear my hospital band, okay? That's where I've been this year.
Exactly.
So you and I
That's
are pretty
very
crazy busy, and besides, you're in Cooperstown, you're pretty busy with your career, and seriously, Mindy, in your character denial. And for the people that didn't listen the last time, tell us a little bit about your background and what you've been up to before we get into how this has thwarted all our plans.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so just to sort of recap, I have a background in advertising and marketing and production, and I've been doing that for years. But I've always written and had my creative outlet being in the form of, I guess, sort of being like the advisor to a lot of my friends and family. I don't know why. I think maybe because my production background, I can see the big picture and how all these little pieces fit together. Plus,
not to
as
be
I always
confused
say,
with the yenta, for sure.
exactly, not to be confused with the exactly. I am not a gossip.
Exactly.
I'm not a gossip. I'm a vault.
Exactly.
But plus, it's so much easier to deal with other people's problems than your own, isn't it?
Yes,
So,
exactly.
there's that. But so, I always wanted to do my own talk show back from the time I was in 8th grade. I did a big report. We had to do this big thing for social studies, and my premise was my setup was that I was a talk show host, and I was interviewing all these famous inventors. So way back then, I always wanted to do something like that. I used to watch Dinah Shore and Merv Griffin. I'm really aging myself, but anyway, so
Yeah, I didn't know you back then.
Yeah, exactly. Little by little, not much has changed, just so you know. But little by little, things kept happening to me that drove me to this place, this destination that I was happy to fall into, but didn't expect. And I was doing a lot of speaking and meeting with groups and that type of thing. And I, based on my own life
and some comedy in Manhattan.
Oh, absolutely.
Stand-up comedy in
Well,
Manhattan.
there's always the comedy, yes.
Yeah.
But I just, had been through some things in my own life, and I came up with this character, and her name is Dee, and her last name is Nile, and started writing my book called Dee Nile is a Bitch and How She Nearly Ruined My Life. And I always say, you wouldn't want your son to go out with her. You wouldn't want your daughter to hang out with her. So why is she your best friend?
Yeah, no
because
kidding.
I feel like, people, when your best friend's D, it's like it stops you from doing what you really want to do, because she keeps you in that, quote unquote safe place, keeps you in your comfort zone and all that type of thing. I just, even with knowing all of that and telling everybody about that, I've just recently been through another experience where I sort of let Dee come back into my life a little bit, and she wreaked havoc as usual. And so I try to talk to people about that, because I'm not, it's like motivational speaker. I don't know about that, but I definitely try to inspire people to say, screw it. It doesn't matter what my parents told me. It doesn't matter what and that's not for kids under 18, by the way. But it doesn't matter what my neighbors are doing or whatever. Exactly. But it's just like, do what you want to do. It's like it's because you're going to look back in your life and say, oh, I wish I would have been, I wish I would have done this, or I wish I would have done that. And
my character, I don't really have a character, but in kind of listening and working with you recently,
it's because you are a character.
Yeah. Thank you. I take that as a compliment. My character for this week is Pia Patience, because, the problem with me is I don't know if many of you realize this, but I don't come jam-packed with patience. And patience is something I'm always dragging up from the ground, trying to figure out where to put it in my daily drive. And, sometimes they say we often teach or talk about, of course, what we need to teach and train ourselves the most. And through this experience, wow, I was so undone. You can't imagine, I'm sure the doctor doesn't really want me to be doing my show today. I know my husband didn't want me to get off the couch. And for me, the aspect of patience, and PIA, I kind of align that with PIA. I'm not allowed to swear on TV, as you know, but we all know what PIA is. I can say that, Don? Don's giving me the flag. The pain in the ass. It's pain in the ass, pain in the foot. Pia Patience. And Pia Patience wants everything done right now, immediately, to perfection. And don't not cross that T or dot that I, because you'll make somebody mad, your client, your loved one. And then, it's that round robin. And then I kick up my own character denial, because then I start that whole I should. And then Rob gets after me because I say we shouldn't should on ourselves on the show. And I could be the biggest should'er going. So I feel like what people need to know about my experience, and hopefully you'll chime in here too, is that no matter what happens, you will not stop the universe from giving you a big old laugh in your face, and then you just got to deal. So I think one of my first tips for today's show is we can't argue with reality. I mean, reality is just reality, and acknowledging the part what they say, you resist what you persist. And so
Right.
I have probably been told by many friends over the past year, with all the things we have going on personally and professionally, to slow down. And of course, I wasn't listening, and I was just running like a wacko. And as much as I'd love to tell you that this happened in a cycling incident, it didn't. I was rushing out of the attic. And yeah, it's maybe cliche to say.
Why you were in the attic is a whole other story. But
Well, I get that from my mom. When we don't know what else to do with ourselves, we go hunting through our attic. And my mother knows what I'm talking about. When we have nothing else to do, we go dig up some things for charity in the attic. Only this time I was on rung 3 when I thought I was on rung number 1. And I stepped down a hardcore 3.5 feet. And I actually heard the Achilles tendon pop. Of course, I tried to pretend to Ava it didn't as I was laying on the floor screaming. Call your father home from work. Anyways, for me, I think acknowledging the part that I've been resisting is like, it's okay to slow down. That's the permission I need to give myself, because everything's still going to go along okay anyways if you're putting your best intention into it. And then where I'm at for today is I need to affirm that I'm going to be okay with this new reality, at least for the next 6 weeks. How about you? You going to shed any light on that?
yes, I'm going to shed light on it because, backing up just a little bit, my injury happened on January 9th. So I was already into that new year kind of thing, like, okay, I'm going to slow down. I'm going to really, live each moment, live in the moment and experience it. And all those things I don't like to call them resolutions. I like to call them we just sort of, I can't even think of the word because that's what I do.
Resolve?
To sort of reaffirm.
Recalibrate?
Reaffirm right, exactly.
Yeah.
Recalibrate is a good word. But, just to sort of restore what we know to be the right way, what's the best way to live for us. And so I was in that kind of mode. And I thought, well, after that injury happened, I thought, well, there goes that. Like, there goes me trying to slow down. I don't have to try anymore. It's already happened.
And speaking of
Oh, my
slowing
gosh.
down,
And-
our friend Don is giving us the high five that we need to relax and go on a break for just about a minute. Mindy, please don't hang up because I'm having such a good time. And we'll be right back
Excellent.
with Seriously Mindy and her character on the road to denial, because we're both meeting that street called Mighty Mad. See you in just a minute. Call in number 442-9055. Call us and get in the conversation, guys. Thanks so much.
Breaks, sprains, injuries, and pain can now be quickly and expertly treated at Coastal Ortho Express in Norwalk. Why wait hours in the ER? Save a trip and save money going straight to an orthopedic specialist at Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, 203-845-2070. No appointment necessary. Coastal Ortho Express Urgent Care, open Monday through Saturday in the iPark building at 761 Main Avenue in Norwalk, or call 203-845-2070. Fast!
Healthy, confident smiles begin at Stratford Orthodontics. Conveniently located on Main Street, we are Stratford's hometown orthodontist. We offer the latest in orthodontic technology, including Damon braces and Invisalign. We always accept new patients. Call today to schedule a complimentary consultation. 203-375-8332. Stratford Orthodontics, 2499 Main Street, Stratford. 203-375-8332, and online at stratfordsmile.com.
Alliance. We are an industry leader in coordinating transportation for large events such as corporate road shows, conferences, and special events. Our team of experts understands the dynamics and logistics of high-pressure situations and complex arrangements, all within a rapidly changing environment. Since 1999, we have added charter jets, event management, and personal protection to our range of services. Mention this ad for $25 off your next round-trip reservation. Alliance and you. Together, we can achieve the extraordinary. 855-546-6996 or alliancelimo.com.
A variety of food trucks, hands-on activities, live music, a different theme every night, plus top women's tennis. It's the 2015 Connecticut Open presented by United Technologies. Be there as some of the world's best competed at the largest pro tennis event in New England. And catch famous players John McEnroe, James Blake, and more in the men's Legends event presented by PowerShares Series. It all adds up to one legendary week, August 21st through the 29th at the Connecticut Tennis Center in New Haven. Get your tickets at ctopen.org.
Hersam Acorn and HANradio.com.
We're back. Are you still there, Min?
I am here looking at the beautiful Lake Oswego from the Otesaga Hotel
Wow.
in Cooperstown, New York.
That's so fabulous. Now, I want to tell everyone, last year around this time, we hadn't seen each other in, I'm going to say, a few decades. And one of our friends, Linda, got, I should have said a few years, but I had to really throw the drama in there. Well, it's true.
Exactly.
And Linda, our other college friend, got us all together, and we stayed down in the Flatiron in Manhattan. And as anyone can imagine, talk about making plans. We stayed in a tiny room the size of a shoebox, 4 gals that hadn't seen each other in almost 30 years, and had a fabulous time. And from that, we shared, and we went to see Beautiful when it opened on Broadway. We had front row seats. We were riding around in that rickshaw. Do you have that rickshaw photo? There we are. And we were just saying to the guy, faster, faster, move it. Okay, yeah, because that's what we do in our lives in general. And we had such a wonderful time sharing, and that's when we realized that we had so many similarities going on in our lives. We both work with our husbands, people. Yeah. You could see.
Yeah.
Feel the joys.
You
Maybe
can,
we'll
you,
say
you can
feel the joys.
congratulate us later.
Anyways, we were sharing all of that and our sense of humor, and we thought to ourselves, well, there might be something that we can do in collaboration down the road. But we were just so glad to be back together and find ourselves in a position where, you know, when you haven't spent time together for 30 years, you're not the same people. But then again, maybe you are. And so I was having a hard time not coming back on the show. And the doctor really said, you know, you can't do that. You've got to do this, 4 weeks off your feet, and then, you know, lift your leg above your head. I'm like, come on. I'm not a contortionist, or maybe I am, but I just need to get back to the show. And so that's when I thought, you know what? We've got too many similar parallel things going on here. You got to come on this show and help me out with this, because I know you were, you know, the next thing I want to talk about is you have to get that disappointment out of your system. Yesterday, my friend Nicole came by to drop off a bottle of wine and chocolates, and she caught me in the back. She came in the back door, and she caught me crying, and she goes, oh, my God, you're so positive all the time. You're finally letting it out. And I was like, I am. I didn't even know why I was crying. I was just crying. I don't know if it was because I was stuck in the house, if I couldn't believe what the next, you know, few months were going to be like, or who I was disappointing. And then she was like, you know what? Just give yourself permission to do this. That's all right. You're not going to be stuck in that spot for so long. And then, like, after I had a decent cry, and I'm not going to say I'm totally not irritated about it, because I am, I kind of let it go. It was like somebody gave me permission to grieve. And when I was doing a little bit of research for the show, you know, you'll see many of the therapeutic sites out there say, express your disappointment, your sadness, your fear, your anger, and actually go through a little bit of that. And once you let that crap out of the trunk, excuse me, Don, I said crap. Once you let it out of the trunk.
You said trunk. Oh, my gosh, you said trunk.
Then I kind of could like come and like mentally get my game on today and feel a lot better. What about you? Did you have like a period where I think you told me you were really down and out, and then what turned that around?
Oh, I was. Well, I think this is so weird because the universe works in mysterious ways, and I am not even joking. I can't tell you how many times I was in my den because my family set up this a room for me in the den. Literally brought a bed down, brought everything I needed because there's a bathroom there. It's right off the kitchen. Blah 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 blah. And I couldn't, like you, no weight bearing. I couldn't do anything, and and I would start feeling like, oh, you know, people would call and say, oh, can I come over to visit or something like that? And I'd say, oh, I'm not really up for it now. And then I'd be like, no one's visiting me, you know, or something. Like, you know, I think it was the drugs, you know, whatever. But I can't tell you how many times that I would be in that feeling sort of, not necessarily sorry for myself, but just like, how did this happen? And I kept reliving, like, I knew that ice patch was there. Why did I why didn't I think about it when I came back the other direction? All that stuff. I was shooting myself, to death. So, and wouldn't you know, I am not even joking how many times one of those Wounded Warrior commercials would come on, and I'd sit there and be looking at vets that their leg was never coming back or whatever, and I thought, Mindy, you're here, you broke your lucite heel while you were pole dancing, and you hurt yourself. Big whoop.
That's what I'm going to say. I broke my lucite heel while I was pole dancing. Wow. I don't know. Does that work with our middle schoolers?
Can I tell you something? I told so many people that that's how it happened, and you can't believe the amount of people that looked at me like, oh, like it was normal. Like they believe that's how I did it. I was like, either I'm a really good liar, or people really think that I would do that.
Wow,
but,
you have an interesting family business.
Exactly. My husband plays the pole, and I am but I would see these commercials, about like these wounded warriors, these heroes, these people, and I'm thinking, Mindy, get a grip. You've just basically been given a gift. You've been given a gift of slowing down, rethinking what you want to do. Putting things into perspective. A lot of people don't get that chance because they're going all the time and they can't stop. Well, I had to stop. So I thought
you got to stop now too, because guess what?
Somehow.
Hold on, sister. You got to stop now too. Guess what? We got a caller on the line, and you know who it is?
Excellent.
It's Linda.
I don't know. I'm afraid.
It's Linda Olson, our other partner in crime,
God.
our other pole dancing friend. Are you there?
Hey guys.
Linda, can you believe that me and Mindy blew up our legs? And now Mindy might be ahead of it with her lucite heel and pole dancing, and she might be all good with it, and she's saying it's a gift from heaven. I'm still over on the road to Mighty Mad. What about you?
Am I injured? No, I'm good.
You're good. Okay.
I'm good. I'm not injured. I actually can't tell why I didn't listen to the beginning. I missed it. I was trying to get it, but I missed it. So
you're on now. What we're talking about is when you make plans and life happens, plans thwarted, and back on the road to reality when you've got your whole life planned out ahead of you, especially busy moms and professionals that are working and again, too far maybe in the future, and what happens when you're really thrown a curveball, and for our listeners, how to kind of move through it when you're thrown an obstacle. And Mindy's back on because she's up in Cooperstown at the induction opening weekend, and our guys here at Hersam are at the Babe Ruth tournament, calling it live in Trumbull, and I'm over here. I don't know if you can see me, but I got my crazy leg in a crutch or whatever it is, a cast. And let me show you again.
I did see that.
All right, there you see it now. And I got my neighbor's scooter, and for my own mental stability, I'm in here today just I'm not digging up sympathy. I want to move myself forward and everyone else forward. So we were talking about, how we're in the middle of affirming our reality and getting through our grieving and anger and, what we can and can't control. Mm-hmm. And for everybody listening, this is our other college dorm friend that we all grew up with, because I don't want to age us.
That's right. We grew up.
She taught us everything we know, all the bad stuff.
But obstacles, I don't know. I haven't planned that far ahead. I don't think so. I'm not a big long-term planner.
This is why Linda never gets hurt.
Okay, so injuries. Okay. I don't know. I just kind of work through them. I don't let them frazzle me too much. I mean, there's been stuff in the past, but nothing so life-shattering, because I know even if it's a sprained ankle, I can get up and walk again. Eventually, so it's not that big, So when I was doing my big renovation, I was cleaning up after one of my contractors, and he was a dreadful nightmare, and I wound up spraining my ankle during my whole big house renovation. And I actually just had to wrap that ankle up and move and go through it
in the back, and
what I had
one
to
with in the
do.
back.
So I'm sure you're still there. You're still doing what you have to do, even with your leg in a boot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I guess, the point for me is that it's going to be very debilitating. I can't drive. It's the right foot. It's the fact that I've got all these, Well, in my mind, big places to go and people to meet and things to do, and now I got to slow down. And that is, for me, almost, counterintuitive, although my husband will say you have to take a necessary rest in order to refuel. I'm the kind of gal that just burns myself out to the last waking minute and then just kind of is road pancake over on the side of the road, down and out for the count. So,
Oh my God.
so anyways, I thought Mindy would be great because I don't know if you know this, but after our trip to Manhattan together, Mindy, what was it, Mindy? Your fibula came flying out of your skin after you skated on the ice after the pole dance?
Right, exactly. First, I want to just say that it's Linda Olson who taught me how to pole dance. I just want to put that out there right now. So
Yeah, that's my big asset.
Exactly. But she never told me to buy the right Lucite heels. I bought those cheap ones. She never told me to invest in a good pair of Lucite heels. No, but
we got to stop going to Payless.
Compound fact. Exactly. My fibula, I had a compound fracture in my fibula, and I broke my ankle joint, like right at the joint on the inside, where the tibia. I guess, and then I tore the ligaments. Yeah, so that was nasty. But I'm on the mend. I'm not looking forward to the next surgery because I already know what that brings. It's like that, it's like backstepping, but I have to do it. But you'll get to the point where you realize, wow, this is a gift in a weird way. This is a gift because it's forcing you to do something that in your heart and your head that you needed to do, which was slow down and sort of, take it easy, but it's like no matter how much you know that in your head, it's very hard to do. So the universe said, hey, we're going to help you out here. We're going to just make believe that you're on the last rung of that ladder, and you're not. So this is our gift to you in a nice little bow.
That's what the doctor said. He said, I was caught totally off guard. If my body was aware of what was going to happen, I would have probably broke the fall differently and it not happened. And I remember when I was going into surgery and they were just about to put me out and under, you know how the lady writes on your leg, yes, and tells you which leg is it, and you have to kind of repeat. And I'm like, wait a minute, I'm not here for leg surgery. I'm here for the lipo and the lift. I must be in the wrong room. Right. Somebody get me out of here and take yes off my leg and put it somewhere else. The doctor's like, no, I'd go to jail for that. I can't do that. By the way, we should give a nice shout out.
Oh, you just gave me a great idea.
What?
I like it.
Go ahead.
Go. What is it?
No, I was just going to say I've got a great idea. Yeah, I'm thinking when I go in for my next surgery that I have to have, I'm going to take a black marker with me, and I'm going to draw on myself. So then they'll be like, oh, wow. And I'm just going to put under each breast like an arrow up, like, okay, up. And then, like I'll circle areas of my body with black Sharpie. Remove.
And wait, then I'm going to put a QR.
Oh, you just gave me a great idea. Thank you.
I'm going to put a QR code on there. So retail me not. You get 2 for the price of 1.
You put a QR code, and it takes you to like a picture of Cindy Crawford or something. Oh my Lord!
Oh my God! And then
shout out. You're going to give a shout out to your doctor.
A shout. Yeah, Dr. Geiger in Fairfield did an absolutely incredible job on my foot, and wow, is his staff and him, of course, with an incredible bedside manner. And within literally days of seeing him, we were having surgery, and he does sports medicine, so I felt ever so comfortable because, as you know, Crazy Troy is the crazy cyclist in the family, and Eric, you got to show that picture so we can see what I'm up against.
You're an athlete now.
Yeah, now I'm sort of we'll say I'm the athlete in training. Look what I got to keep up to here. Now with the boot, I don't know. With the
you
boot.
can cycle with your arm.
Yeah, let me lay down and body surf. Now I'm getting a big note again from my friend Don that we have to take another moment to relax. Remember when we were in college, we used to wear those shirts, relax? Boy, how's all just history repeating itself.
Frankie says.
All right, we'll be right back, guys. The call-in number is 203-442-9055. Linda, thanks for calling us. Mindy, hang on to the line. And everybody, it's how we move forward on the drive. 1 foot or not, 2 feet, pedal down. We're in a lane-shifting mode. Thanks, Eric, Don, and Kate, and my husband, who's my chauffeur, kind of.
All right.
See ya.
Ladies.
Did you know that taking dance lessons is a great date night idea? Arthur Murray Grand Ballroom of Greenwich is a fabulous place to learn to dance and meet new people. Located at 6 Lewis Street, our studio is staffed with professional instructors ready to teach you salsa, waltz, rumba, hustle, tango. There's a dance for every season. And we are rated #1 on the Knot.com. We are the wedding dance specialists. Take advantage of our new student offer, only $49. Call 203-769-1800. Visit us online at arthurmurraygreenwich.com.
It's grilling season, and Walter Stewart's Market is your local destination for the finest grill-ready certified Angus beef strip steaks, skirt steaks, 100% grass-fed ribeyes, all-natural pork ribs, Arthur Ave-style kebabs, fresh-cut veggies, delicious grab-and-go salads, chilled rosé wine, and ice-cold craft brews right next door. Walter Stewart's, your fresh local market. 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, and shop online for groceries and wine delivered to your door at stewartsmarket.com.
August means tennis in Connecticut, and the top players are going to be at the Connecticut Open, presented by United Technologies. Live music, food trucks, plus the superstars of women's tennis and the men's legends event, presented by the Power Shares Series, August 21st through the 29th. Get your tickets at ctopen.org.
Does advertising on HANradio.com work? Just ask Coastal Orthopedics. They ran spots with us, and within 24 hours they had 21 walk-ins and 8 calls to their new immediate care center. To advertise on HANradio.com, call 203-417-5199 and ask for Marianne Hersam.
You're listening to Hersam Acorn Radio.
Mindy, are you there?
I am here. I am
Mindy,
here.
listen, you got the production staff going crazy. Eric is saying that his friends do pole dancing like it's Zumba. Donna's saying that it's a capitalist market and people are making special shoes to do the pole dancing.
And they're remarkably expensive and wildly impractical looking.
Yeah. Okay. And Kate is like saying, who's taking the class? So now you actually have to come to Connecticut and teach the class.
Oh, okay. Oh, Kate's downloading Groupons as we speak.
I mean, we have started yet a whole nother show just from your pole dancing comments. Now, and somebody else.
Absolutely. Hey, I'm in.
Listen, you see,
I'll bring the pole for crying out loud.
during the respite of your downtime, something good has come out of your injury. Now you can teach pole dancing as a second stream of
wait
income.
a second. Not to make this conversation any more awkward for the guys here than it actually is. Your brother's on the line.
My brother's on the line. Listen, my poor brother has come up from Florida to see his younger sister, only to be thwarted by the fact that she can no longer drive to see him, and he might have to drive here. Is he on the line? Hello?
I'm on the line.
You're on the line.
Hello.
Hello?
I'm on the line.
Mindy, this is my younger brother. Do you remember my younger brother?
I do.
Michael, I don't know
Wasn't
if
he a pain in the butt?
Yeah, he's a pain in the butt. He still is. Ask him how we duct taped him to the fireplace one time.
Lovable pain in the butt, Linda. Lovable.
He is lovable. He is my favorite brother.
That's it. Yep. You're one of my favorite sisters.
Can you believe your sister has the boot on?
That's it. She's driving with one foot. That's the correct way to drive.
I said to Troy, in the Berkshires, we do drive with our left foot, Troy. What's the matter? I don't know why you won't allow me to drive. Tell him, Michael.
Which foot's in the boot, the left or right foot?
The right. Even Dr. Geiger said no. What?
Well, your right side, your right-sided brain is dominant, so you're probably more comfortable driving with your left foot.
That's right. Actually, that's a great point. I am a left-handed person. I probably can drive with my left foot, Troy. Do you hear? Troy's in the background.
Is that my brother-in-law?
Your brother-in-law's in the background with all the guys in the background of the studio. He's still overstuck in the pole dancing class.
Very nice. Are we on the radio right now?
You're live on the radio. We have over how many millions of listeners, Eric? 1 million?
It's actually metric numbers. I don't know that they go that high.
Okay. Anyways, Michael, everyone up and down the Gold Coast now knows that your sister's involved with pole dancing classes and drives with her left foot illegally. How's that?
That career started in the mid-'80s, and you started on a dishwasher, if I remember correctly. That was your first test at pole dancing, balancing on a dishwasher while cooking salamanders.
Oh, he's digging up some old childhood stuff that's just not true, Mindy. I don't know. Mindy, do you have a brother or just a sister?
I do have a brother. I have a brother. I get it. He's older than I am. He tortured me.
But I didn't torture mine. No, that wasn't me. All right, Michael, anything credible to add? Because you are not only, my brother is a football coach in Florida, and actually he is a very highly accredited football coach in his neck of the woods in Naples, Florida, Coach of the Year multiple times. And John Kovac is our football coach here in our high school here, Michael. And Michael takes some students that maybe are less fortunate and actually brings them all the way through their high school careers through to college, where they might not otherwise go. So, and he has numerous, like you, Mindy, pins and plates and screws in his body from multiple surgeries. So, any tips for us, Michael, for those of us that are very active in our careers and thwarted with the crazy surgeries?
Absolutely. I just wanted to call in, and because you guys are talking about a topic that, I usually, not usually, in the last probably 15 years, has had to work through, and that's just a series of comebacks. And, it dawned on me probably around surgery number 4 out of 8 that it was just another comeback that had to be done. And I'm at the gym right now and coming back from a third shoulder surgery. And all of them are sports related, but not directly from an individual sport, but just years of wear and tear. But I just thought that was appropriate that, in this point, you're in a situation where you're going to really have to take it as a comeback, and that's all it really comes down to. You guys hit it on the head where, sometimes you don't know why you're struggling with that, with the Achilles tendon, but I think that
when life throws your
life sometimes throws you these challenges to slow you down. And I think that's what happened with you, and it's happened with Linda, and after all the other guests on the show.
Mindy, I can hear you talking.
I know that I personally was going so hard at certain points in my life that the injury probably helped me out in other ways to kind of redirect my energy and my focus and get me to kind of, reevaluate and prioritize what I was doing. So turn it into a positive, which the drive I know does and promotes, but that's what happens when you have an injury like that. You'll focus on other things and get back to your physical activity when your Achilles is ready.
So you're basically saying me and Mindy are in the comeback mode, and we just got to deal with it? Is this the summary?
You just back in comeback mode. You're on the injured reserve list, and you have to go through all those challenges, but you'll be back in action before you know it. Time never stops. So that's it.
Well, I'm so appreciative, and just for those of you that don't know, my younger brother, who's on the line, has flown in from Naples, Florida, up to see my mom and dad. And you may have recalled around the time we did pet therapy with Patrice Foodie for her dog Una, is the pet therapist dog at St. V's. My mom also had a heart issue. So we've had a couple of things this summer, and my dad had a knee replacement, and then me, and then my brother came up to see all of us, and we were going to take the kids to Quebec, and boy, we're definitely been sidetracked. So thanks for all the understanding and patience, and for everybody that's listening and chiming in. Mindy, any good words for my brother before we let him go?
Oh, well,
Mindy's
your
still
sister is, yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yes, I can.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yes, I can hear you.
Sorry, I thought I had you on mute before, and I didn't. But no, I just want to tell you that I know your sister. I know your sister pretty well. I feel your pain, Michael, and you'll get over it. No, I'm just kidding. No, thanks for giving your words of wisdom. I think coaches know more than anybody about injuries or that type of thing, getting a curveball thrown and moving on. So thanks.
Oh yeah.
We'll see you later today, bro.
Part.
Thanks for calling in.
Listen, real quick, I got to give a shout out to Berkshire Functional Fitness where I'm training today. So I just want to give those guys a shout out in Great Barrington.
Listen, they're not paid advertisers on the line. All right, you got it.
Bye.
So my next, oh, you got to give it up for your brother. The next thing on my list was notice and cut out the victim talk. And I'm not too much of this, but I can jump into the lack of patience pity pool and be so irritated that I can just, as as we were talking about before, turn down help or not acknowledge help. And a client I was consulting for last week said something that kind of hit home. He said, Denise, it's okay to take help. As a matter of fact, when people see you as a strong personality, and clearly I'm not one of those, but they see you, they see you a little bit vulnerable, and they actually see you take help, they see you in a slightly different light, and they feel like maybe a little more trustworthy towards you. And I thought about it for a while, and it's like, I am a person that never takes help, or I try to avoid it at all costs because I'm going to do it myself, and I'm going to get it done now, and I'm going to get it done right. And maybe that doesn't always convey the right message by me trying not to be a burden to someone else. By me always trying to be in the giving seat and not the receiving seat, maybe that's not the right thing to do. How about you? Did you find that in your journey?
I did. Like I said, I didn't want to accept any, I had to for my family, accept help, but I didn't want to accept it from anybody else. But then I would sort of feel bad that I wasn't getting help occasionally. And I was like, I said to myself, Mindy, because that's what I call myself. And I said, you can't have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. Either you say you're gracious and you say, oh, that would be great, thank you for that. And I did that on a couple of occasions, and it didn't kill me, so it was actually great.
And then I think too, you have to,
because you're giving somebody else a gift. You're giving someone else a gift too. You are giving them, when you allow someone to help you, you're actually giving them a gift, because you know what it's like to feel like you're helping. It feels great. So give that opportunity to somebody else,
Yeah, and I have actually spent that past couple of days thinking about that comment that was made to me last week, and I was like, yeah, you just got to chill out, Denise, and let go, and it's all right. This is, like Linda said, this is temporary. This isn't forever. This is a new road, and what's Mighty Mad doing for me? Absolutely nothing. Just holding me there at Mighty Mad, and certainly not moving the ball forward, which is the show is all about. Now I'm getting another breakdown?
I know, I'm kind of a pain that way.
Wow, how many advertisers do we have? All right. Mindy, we're getting our final break. Now, you had said something about possibly bringing on a friend from the Hall of Famer. I don't know if that's going to happen for us today.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I have someone right here, as a matter of fact.
Okay, let us take a quick break, and we're going to come back and hear about, we're getting another real celebrity on the show. Wow. We're just killing it today, Don. All right, we'll be right back, guys. The Daily Drive, 203-442-9055. The Drive with Denise DiGrigoli and Seriously Mindy and her crazy-ass character, D. Nile.
Kycote Rockefeller Estate is Westchester County's top cultural attraction and is now open for the season. Don't miss out. Go online to hudsonvalley.org to plan your visit. Take a drive out to beautiful Sleepy Hollow, New York, and enjoy Kycote's stunning architecture, breathtaking gardens, expansive art galleries, and commanding Hudson River views. From world-class art by Picasso and Warhol to expertly tended gardens, there's something for everyone. Kycote Rockefeller Estate, a National Trust for Historic Preservation landmark.
Located in the heart of picturesque downtown Ridgefield at 13 Governor Street, Colby's is the area's premier retailer for blinds, shades, shutters, and draperies, and is one of the select few Hunter Douglas Gallery dealers. A family-owned and operated company, Colby's experienced staff will work with you in choosing the best treatments for your home or office and offer free measuring and expert installation. Colby's also carries an extensive line of decorative fabrics including Schumacher, Durley, Tebow, and more. Or browse over 400 books in our wallpaper library from famous designers such as Stroheim, Schumacher, Ralph Lauren, Tebow, and York. Take advantage of our Fashion in Motion savings event with savings and rebates on Hunter Douglas shades with Power Rise technology. Colby's of Ridgefield. We are committed to your complete satisfaction. 203-438-8531.
Just because it's no longer boat or beach season, you don't have to abandon your lifestyle. At the Dock Shop, it's beach season all year long. The Dock Shop has just loaded up with many new products that are perfect for the gift-giving season. Fishing tackle, jewelry, nautical-themed accessories, lighting, tableware, and more. Are you heading out for a tropical winter getaway? Come by the Dock Shop and check out styles by Margaritaville Apparel, Montauk Tackle, Game Guard, and others. Stop in at the Dock Shop and enjoy the New England coast all year long. Boater, beach bum, fisherman, or simply love the New England coast, this is a unique place to shop. The Dock Shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien. DockShop.com.
It's Lots of Characters, specializing in children's birthday parties with your child's favorite characters. When you want to party hardy, when you need to celebrate, call us, we won't be late. We help create lasting memories for you and your child on their special day. Call us at 203-590-1791 or visit our website at lotsofcharacters.org for more information and to see our party packages. Lots of Characters, 203-590-1791 or online at lotsofcharacters.org.
Hersam Acorn and HANradio.com.
I'm back. It's Denise and the Drive here at Hersam Acorn, HANradio.com. And I know Rob's listening to me. Rob, look I had plenty of hours on the couch. You see how flawlessly I did that? And for those of you that want to know more about Denise's Daily Drive, it's denisesdailydrive.com for keynotes, workshops, sales meetings. If you need a speaker with a little sense of humor and a lot of business experience, I just might be your gal. That's a shameless plug. Sorry, Eric and Don. I got to do it once in a while. Anyways, is my friend Mindy still there? Hello.
I'm here.
Mindy, who is our surprise guest?
Yes?
Who is it?
All right, so I'm going to hand my phone over to a very dear friend. His name is Roberto Clemente Jr.
Wow.
For those who don't know, his father was probably one of the most beloved players to ever play the game, Roberto Clemente. And when Roberto was 7 years old, his father was flying to Nicaragua on a humanitarian mission, and his plane went down, never to be found.
Oh.
So we're talking to a guy who's had many obstacles and many, curveballs thrown at him. But what I thought would be interesting is for you to ask him about the day he was about to go into the big leagues himself, and he woke up paralyzed.
Wow.
So, and how he got over that. And I know I joke about everything, but I'm not kidding. It happened. So I'm going to put Roberto on, and you can ask him the questions. Ask him, your Denise Daily Drive questions.
You got it.
So here's Roberto.
Roberto, are you there?
Yes, Denise, how are you?
Welcome, and thanks for joining us. I'm so honored to have you on. So you're a good friend of my friend Mindy Miller-Berg, and it's just a pleasure to talk to you. She tells us that you were just about to enter the big leagues, and you had a huge curveball thrown your way. You were paralyzed. What happened?
Well, yes. Well, that was actually after 3 years of rehabbing a knee, 3 surgeries. I got hurt with the San Diego Padres in 1986 in spring training. So I was able to play that season in the minor leagues, and they were shooting cortisone in my knee to be able to continue playing. But I got to a point that it really got bad, so I had to stop and get a surgery. So the surgery went bad, so it took another year and more rehab. And it took actually 3 years and 3 surgeries to get back to baseball. So in 1989, I was able to sign with the Baltimore Orioles, and everything was going great. Finally, I was able to get to a position that was going to get to the big leagues. And Frank Robinson, for our last game of spring training and breaking camp to go to the big leagues, says, congratulations, tomorrow we break camp, and you welcome to the team.
Wow.
So I go and have dinner. I go back to my hotel, and the very next morning I wake up and I have no legs. I was completely paralyzed from my waist down.
Wow, what happened? Why?
No. Well, I had no. At that point, there was no reason why I couldn't walk. There was no pain. I was walking the night before. I came from dinner to the hotel. I put on a movie. It was Jerry Lewis, The Nutty Professor, and I remember that because it was. I was shocked that I wake up in the morning to go to my last day of spring training to go to Major League Baseball, and I have no legs, so I had to call the trainer to go and get a key and get to my room and to try to figure out what was going on. It was shocking, obviously,
to say the least.
Nerve-wracking.
Yes. So 12 days later, I finally was starting to feel get some feeling back to my feet, actually. But later on, they diagnosed I had herniated to disc. They bulged, and they cut all the feelings of my legs
Wow.
for the 12 days.
And there's a picture of you. We've got a nice picture of you on the screen. So how did you deal with that? Like, what did that do to you mentally? Because somebody in your line of work, that could really wreak havoc on where you need to take your career.
Well, obviously that was devastating because of the hard work. Those 3 years that I lost just trying to deal with my knee. The goal that I had as a kid after my dad's accident was to not only become a professional player, but to go and earn my own World Series rings.
Right.
And one of the things that I tell people is like, you can't give up. Life throws you curveballs, but you need to make adjustments and be able to now correct or try to correct that. And at the end of the day, for me, I played professionally, so I reached that goal. And the one for the World Series rings, well, I became a broadcaster. And 1997, went with the New York Yankees. And for the next few years, we went to the World Series and was able to be part of that team and be able to earn my World Series rings that way. So it's actually, one of the things that, you make adjustments and be able to figure out how to get to that goal and continue moving forward and persevere. Because you can't give up. That's one thing you need to continue, and life is good, and life will be fair if you continue making your adjustments and continue moving forward.
Well, the show we have here every Friday is called The Drive, and it's about how you fuel your mind, your body, your spirit creates the lifestyle that you live. And I can't think of a better way to close our show today with someone like Robert Clemente Jr. that is just sharing his point, and a point well taken. Adjust, don't give up, and find the drive to keep moving forward. So I've got 1 minute left here. I want you to say one final thing to all the listeners that you can do when they're still feeling sort of down and blue to find that drive. Any last tip before we ask you to hand the phone back over to Mindy and say goodbye?
Well, the one thing that we are all equal, and the thing is that the positive thinking does work. You need to visualize everything that you want to accomplish. And if you feel that you want to be happy, well, you know what? You start looking at happy things. Happy thoughts will always go a long way.
That is awesome. And it's just that simple, friends. Steer your thoughts. Steer your thoughts, then you'll steer your actions, and then you'll steer your results. Thank you so much, Robert. I'm so appreciative, and I hope you'll come back on the show. I hope we'll hear from you again.
Absolutely.
And good luck in your future endeavors. It's a pleasure to speak to you.
Thank you so much. Pleasure.
God bless.
Hello.
Mindy, are you back?
Denise?
You just know how to pull
you
up.
know what?
They're
Something
circling us
profound
down.
quickly.
They're circling us down, and they're making us hang up. This hour went by too fast. Are you coming back, Mindy? Because I got more to do with my boo.
I'm coming back.
All right, you're coming back. I think you're going to have to come on once a month. We got to jazz up these listeners.
Yeah.
That was awesome. And who knows what other rabbits you'll pull out of your hat. I mean, if you keep pulling rabbits out of your hat like that, you might have to be a regular passenger over here at the Drive. Friends, it's the Daily Drive. Denise DiGrigoli.
I'd love to be.
Mindy Miller-Berg, Seriously Mindy, and her character Denial meets Pia Patience. Well, the next time you see me, I'm going to have more of those.
Thank you, Denise.
Okay, thank you, everybody, and thanks to my
Thank
husband,
you.
Troy, for actually getting me here today. See you soon, guys.
Hersam Acorn and HANradio.com. The leader in local news, sports, arts, and entertainment in southwestern Connecticut.